He's a thief. He's gonna get out of it. Oh, just as he starts to run, you leap forward to grab him. He deftly steps out of your reach and begins to sidestep you. Seeing your quarry about to escape, you make another, more desperate lunge at him. You fail to grab him, but you do manage to bump into him hard, knocking him off balance. Your efforts foil his escape. Alright, I didn't destroy them. I'll give them to you. Just let me go. What did you keep them, Lenny? Blackmail, I assume? He snorts and gives you a defiant look. I kept them so I could turn stag on your boss Pickett and keep Trist off the block. He shakes his head. Blackmail my arse. Well, why? Oh, she's there. Turn stag? Yes, turn stag. He looks at you for a moment until he realizes you don't know what he means. It means I was going to turn him in, betray him to the Harmonium. Why haven't you done it yet? They are selling Trist. He looks at you with some pride. I may be a thief, but I do have some standards. I won't kill some poor sod, and I won't do what Pickett did to Trist and her husband. He shakes his head and looks away. I told your boss that what he was doing was wrong, and he laughed at me. When were you thinking about, turning this evidence in? That's the option I don't have. So, how do I do this? Look, Pickett is not my boss. He stares at you in disbelief. You serious? I thought, but you said... He watches you closely for a moment and then laughs. You gave me the peel so I'd spill the champ to you. He shakes his head and looks at you with respect. Good job, Cutter. Yeah. Let's go get those papers now. He shakes his head sadly. We can't. They're in the warehouse and they're not open for business right now. Rumor has it there's some sort of management change going on, but I don't know if that's true. In any case, I can't get the papers. He looks at you sheepishly. That's why I haven't helped Trist myself, Cutter. I can't get the sodding papers. But what's happening at the warehouse? Nothing is happening at the warehouse. He smiles at you. Go to the warehouse and tell the clerk I'm here for a loan, and he'll give you Trist's papers if you tell him. I give Pickett the laugh. He'll give you a bonus. What bonus? He laughs. Evidence, Cutter. I'll take Pickett off the streets for a long, long time. If you give it to the right person. He thinks for a moment. If there's someone in the Harmonium you think you can trust, give it to them.
Updated my journal.
My skills have increased.
But why don't you do it? Okay, I need to talk with him. You see a well-dressed, middle-aged man. He seems to be scanning the crowd with a practiced eye. He notices you approach and gives you a quick once-over. He smiles at you and gives a barely perceptible nod. I am Byron Pickett, moneylender. May I help you? Moneylender? He nods again. Yes. I cater to the needs of merchants. Want to start a business? Keep one afloat that's down on its luck, or perhaps expand a business. In either case, you come to me for the funds. He looks you up and down. I doubt that you are a merchant, sir, so what can I do for you? Questions? What about Trist? Ah, Trist, he frowns and looks away. After a moment he looks at you and raises his eyebrows. What about her? Nothing. I'm going to go pick the document, because I'm afraid that maybe he has maybe he has it. But what's up with this warehouse anyway? I'd like to claim something. I was told to tell you that I gave Pickett the laugh. I certainly hope so, sir, whatever that means. I'm just a big dumb rockhead. Here are your papers, sir, and here. Thank you. What can I do for you? Oh. Have I unknowingly done a quest that solved this? Actually, because it's a little bit... it feels lost a bit, like the Dead Nation part, Nations part. I felt like I was missing something, and now I'm like, I'm missing something in that warehouse. Somehow I get things and other people don't. This is a scroll listing the criminal activities of Byron Pickett. Trist loan from Byron Pickett was paid in full. Tomb plans. Now, I have everything on me, so I feel better already. I mean, I feel better. I am trying to find a missing document for Trist. He sighs and shakes his head. There is no missing document. That was a ruse instigated by Trist to cast doubt on her death. This matter has been thoroughly investigated by the Mercy Killers, and they found no evidence of any such document. The Mercy Killers and not the Harmonium? Yes, a faction of fanatics dedicated to uncovering the truth in criminal cases and handing out justice. They are often used as investigators by the courts of sigil. They are quite thorough, and they found nothing. He glares at you. They could have missed something. That is a possibility, but not very likely. You obviously are not familiar with the Mercy Killers or their methods for you to make such a statement. If they could not find the document, then it does not exist. Someone could have stolen the document and then destroyed it. That way the loan would be paid twice.
Updated my journal.
For a moment he looks as if he is about to be furious with you. Then a gloating smile crosses his face. What a terrible thought. Pity there is no proof of any such activity. He continues to smile at you. Yes, a pity. So tell me, why have Trist sold into slavery? Couldn't she pay you your money in the form of a loan? Yes, she could, and I did make that offer to her. He looks at you sternly. However, she turned me down. I don't allow second chances. No one turns me down without suffering the consequences. No one. Okay, he doesn't want to talk to us anymore. Are you... No.
I'm gone.
Okay, so I am going first to the Harmonium officer, I suppose.
I'm gone.
I needed to go to that auction man to tell him that I have his posters or whatever. I have some questions then. I wanted to talk to you about Zach. Lenny. Why I can't give him the evidence?
All right.
Maybe I can help Trist first.
No, that one's too lean.
I have proof that she's innocent of any crime. Trist. He smiles broadly, then laughs. Very well, show me this evidence. I feel like I shouldn't be giving this to him. He opens the document and quickly scans its contents. After a moment he sighs, then folds the document and puts it inside his shirt. It seems the courts owe Lady Trist an apology. Sir, from this moment she is free, and I will make all the arrangements to have her status and property returned to her.
Updated my journal.
Thank you. No, thank you. It's a rare individual who will do what you have done. He bows to you. Excuse me, I must speak with Lady Trist. Farewell.
I feel stronger.
Can we talk to Trist? Trist smiles at you warmly. You are my savior, Cutter. I will forever be in your debt. I was happy to help you. Thank you, Cutter. She glances about and then pauses to think for a moment. You have saved me from certain death, Cutter. A slow, painful death. She frowns as she thinks. Please wait here. I shall return shortly. You see Trist approaching. She smiles and waves at you. Hello again, Cutter. Thank you for waiting. She looks about for a moment, then removes a purse from the folds of her dress. With the document you have provided, the courts will restore my status and finances. This is not much, but it's a well-deserved reward for what you have done. She hands you a purse. Thank you. 1,000 coppers. We have still the evidence.
I'm gone.
We have still the evidence. But we probably need to find Zach's body. Trist said nothing about Zach. Right? Maybe I've just chosen the wrong options. I'll try again.
Looks like my skills have increased.
Looks like your skills have increased. Can I get him to say something about Zach? Oh no, well, I don't have the save anymore. Byron, I think I've reloaded you. Tell me about the lower world. He looks bored. It is the home of the common people. He gestures around him. Look about you, and you will see all that there is to see. Nothing of any interest. So why are you here? He smiles. The one thing these mindless sods are good for is spending their money. It gives them the feeling that they are actually accomplishing something with their otherwise meaningless lives. He pauses and looks about with disdain. Go on. He shrugs. Where there is money, you will also find merchants and thieves. I help provide the merchants needed to relieve them. He gestures about. Of their hard-earned coin, he smiles at you. You mention thieves. Who helps provide them? Not I. He gives you a calculating look and smiles. Why do you ask? He trains as well? Call it curiosity.
Updated my journal.
He laughs. Such curiosity can be dangerous, even fatal, if one isn't careful. He pauses to consider his next words as he examines you closely. You might want to talk to Lenny. He can usually be found south and east of the market. He pauses for a moment. Tell him I sent you.
I feel stronger.
You leveled up, Nameless One. Okay.
Done.
I don't know. So he cannot train me, but he sends me to Lenny? I don't get it. Find merchants and thieves. I help provide the merchants needed to relieve them. So he directs you to Lenny if you want to learn something. I suppose that's it. Okay, let's talk about Trist again.
Updated my journal. Done.
Should I go directly to Corvus then?
All right.
Because I want to tell him. Lenny? There must be the option. Come on, everything is pointing at this guy. Even Lenny told me to go to this guy. Byron. I am familiar with Byron. Yeah, I know. I have... Really, that's a little bit hidden. I have evidence that proves he is involved in criminal acts here in Sigil. He looks at you with interest. Oh, may I see this evidence?
Updated my journal.
He examines the papers thoroughly, then folds them and puts them away. He nods to you and smiles. Excellent work, citizen. These documents are quite detailed in their content. I personally will see to it that Byron Pickett is taken before the courts. He salutes you, then turns to leave. I shall return shortly. He soon returns and smiles at you. The deed is done. Pickett has been removed from the streets. The evidence has been presented to the courts, and soon he will stand trial. He gives you a slight bow. Once again, I thank you. But is... Oh, you glance over your shoulder and see Karina, so he was looking at her. Oh, but... maybe... you know, maybe it's not a good idea to put two people that talk a lot together. I was thinking of Hammeris, but her name is Karina. He snaps his attention back to you. I beg your pardon, you know her, citizen. He looks at Karina again. Voice of an angel and such a pretty young thing. Yeah, she talks a lot. You can hear that voice of angel all the time. Yes, and she's very lonely. I'm certain she would welcome the company of a gentleman.
Updated my journal.
He glances at you, then back at Karina. Excuse me a moment, citizen. Corvus returns to you and is smiling brightly. Thank you, friend. A wonderful young lady. He looks a little glassy-eyed. Okay. She's still here? Let's see if she has something to say. Hello again. Thank you so much, Kater. I'm so grateful for what you did. What did I do? You sent Corvus my way, I know, because he told me so. He was afraid to approach me. Thought I had a list of suitors. Well, what I mean to say is thank you. You're welcome, Karina. I wish the two of you happiness. Thank you, Kater. I hope you find the happiness in your life as well. I don't know.
I'm gone.
Okay, so some things have happened, and now we have to go Trist, because I have not liberated her. I was liberating her last, because... What if I go to her first? I will give the document to Darren and free you? A look of relief washes over her face. You think she's about to faint, but she quickly recovers. I thank you, Kater. Please return to me after you speak with Darren. So, maybe it is better this way, because if you get Byron arrested first, he cannot get back at her. Kinda, so... Maybe... Oh, come on. The Nameless One is stuck in between a couple of people. Okay. Trist. I have the document.
Updated my journal.
Okay. And yeah, it makes more sense like this. Okay, let's do everything again. And here we
I'm
go.
gone.
We need to talk with the auction guy before I forget.
My lungs feel like a chimney.
Maybe we should rest. Let's try rest with him. The handbill is printed, man. It's printed? Terrific. I knew you were the man for the job. Here, take this message to Keldor of Durian at the foundry. I'm sure he'll be glad to receive it, and you'll be glad of the 100 coins you get in return. Thanks,
Updated my journal.
Can we... nah, maybe it's better if we don't rest, because it's daylight.
Alright.
So we have another quest about going into the foundry. I would suppose that we eventually have to go in there, right? But let's talk to An-Azi here. You see a sickly Jitzerai woman. She's hunched and bent, and her constant coughing is obviously a source of pain to her. She holds a handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue and phlegm to her face. She spies you and hisses. But wait, isn't this one somebody we shouldn't be talking to? Readings. She stares at you and speaks a few mumbled words to Dakon. Dakon glances at you and says she cannot understand your speech. She says she's dying. Is there anything we can do for her? Know that she will not recover. I can put her out of her misery, that is all. As a Zert of the people, it is my responsibility to provide an alternative. Do it, but make it painful. I want to talk to her again, sorry. Okay, what did she say? Okay, Dakon, be merciful then. Dakon draws his blade and waits for the woman to prepare herself. She touches the unbroken circle of Zertimon he wears for a moment, and her face is stoic. His blade is a blur, and when he has completed this stroke, she lies bleeding on the hard stone of Sigil Street. And we just did this right in front of everybody, just like that. Okay.
Updated my journal.
Hi.
He triggers that Githyanki there, or I don't know, I'm a little bit confused. Will trigger new dialogue with Dakon. Maybe I have to fight with them. Maybe that's it. I allowed Dakon to aid a woman of his people, a sick Jitzerai who had breathed too deeply of the poisonous vapors of the lower world. He struck her down, yet she seemed grateful. Yeah, well, that was a mercy act. I would welcome death too in that situation. I mean, when you're so sick and there's nothing to do, it's just agony to continue.
I'm gone.
Whenever I have a mercy killing, I always do it, kind of. Unless the person is evil, then I let them suffer. Okay, we have some other people to talk to here, so let's talk with the Kina. This woman has a yellow cast to her skin and severe features. Tattoos cover her body, and she wears a long blade at her side. Her eyes are like two small black pearls. As you approach her, they follow Dakon's movements. Before you reach her, Dakon breaks in. I would have you hear me. What is it? It is my will that we not speak to this woman. Why not? She's a Zert. Our wheels are crossed blades. We have no common ground. What? I'm not understanding anything anymore. Isn't Zert your thing? Very well, we will not. You have my gratitude. Can you please explain this now?
What is your will?
Really? I'm a little bit... I'm very puzzled. So you are a Githzerai and not a Githyanki, alright. But... aren't you a Zert too? A Zert is one who knows the words of Zertimon. In knowing the words of Zertimon, they know themselves. Yeah, and... I'm very puzzled because So Halcini here wears a long blade across his chest. His eyes are like two small black stones. As you approach, he bows to Dakon. All beholden Zert. This one is numbered among the faithful, he bows. It is my will that you know. This human travels with me. Will you hear him? So... I remember we learned some language from Dakon, and they have some peculiar phrases they talk to each other. So maybe the other people here didn't say the right words. His words are known to me, Zerd. His actions are not. His shadow speaks of one who has seen combat and bested all that stood against him. Do my eyes fail to see beyond the still circle? Your questions flies true. It is my will that you know we walk the same path. Will you hear him? I will hear him, Zerd. He turns to face you and awaits your question. Ask your question. Direct them as you would direct your mind. Who are you? He bows his head to you. I am Hilsin, a soldier of the Gitzerai. Oh my god, I'm so confused. Well, you're a Gitzerai, alright. I am here to gather supplies. I've discovered that this city is like Trigor's gem, oft praised, but little of value is to be found in it. The air is poor for one of the people, and those within it do not know themselves. They are empty shells. I see. Scars? He raises his arms and holds them to his face, then his chest, in a reverent gesture. The scars that bedeck my face come from encounters in the halls of Ilsensim. My Rakma band was nearly devoured by cowardly Illithids. The scar upon my upper torso comes from the wick-driven blade of a Githyanki kin-stealer. Oh my god. Okay, she said Githyanki now. He nods at your scars. Speak the history of your scar. Mine? It is a sign of honor to ask about one's scars. It shows respect for your history. I do not recall how I earned most of them. His expression altered slightly, whether in confusion or contempt. You cannot tell. How can scars not tell stories of how they came to be? I've lost the memory of their past, and my past as well. He pauses for a moment, absorbing this, and then... Teacher's lament, then. I mourn your loss of mind and history. Thanks. What about your tattoos? They speak of the history of my kin and grant me their strength and minds. One etched by Arjarok of the Isle of Seal tells of my kin, Jilikai, who buried his enemies in the walls of Shraktlor. Another here was inscribed by Fel, the Dabus who walks, and tells of the Battle of Rojni and myself, as we fought 7 Sladi in the plains of Limbo before the 8th silenced Roji's mind. He nods at your tattoos. Speak the history of your tattoos. I can't. They speak of what I hope to accomplish. They speak of the obstacles I have overcome. And the tales of my past, lest I forget them. Yeah, but I still forgot them. He closes his eyes and bows. Your tales are noted, Swordringer. You spoke of Fel. The Dabus who works is a master of the craft. Some tattoos tell tales, others tell of the spirit. The tattoos that Fel inscribes upon the skin lend strength of the body and strength of the mind based on the tale. What kind of strength? The tattoo of Rojni, he who spilled the life of 7 Sladi, gives me strength in my limbs when I am faced by overwhelming odds. The strength lent would depend on the experience. Tell Fel your tales, and the tattoos will grant their power when the tale is placed upon the flesh. Okay, thank you.